about global redistribution of wealth. And along with that, if you want to look at the Law of the Sea Treaty, which Obama is very hard trying to push through. Fortunately, enough voices have spoken about it, and I think that conservatives in the Senate are aware of how damaging it would be. But that would give our resources to the United Nations and have us pay duties to the United Nations. They are pushing very hard for the United Nations to have taxing authority. And Obama is very much one of the big promoters of these. So I'll tell you, we have our work cut out for us. We need to send Barack Obama back to Chicago. I'd like to send him back to Kenya, back to we absolutely need to retake the Senate. It is imperative that we retake the Senate. Within the next 4 years, anywhere from 2 to maybe as many as 4 Supreme Court justices are going to be replaced. I tell you, I do not want an 80-year-old liberal to be replaced by a 40-year-old liberal, and much less do I want an 80-year-old conservative to be replaced with a 40-year-old liberal. We must retake the Senate with strong constitutional conservatives. That means I encourage you, go beyond Texas and support groups like the Senate Conservative Fund that Jim DeMint is heading, and help people like Jesh Mandel, like Murdoch, like Deb Fisher, all of these that are strong constitutional conservatives, because it is imperative that we retake the Senate. But there's something else we need to do. You know, I was really struck. I was a week or 2 ago at a meeting of the SREC in Dallas County. And Wade was saying, in the last election, in the last 2 elections, all county positions in Dallas County were lost to liberals. If everyone who had voted for McCain had voted all the way down the ticket, every one of those would have been won by conservatives. So I encourage you, vote straight all the way down the ticket. Judge Fillmore deserves to be elected. Yes. George Evans deserves to be elected. We have a lot of very strong conservatives all the way down the ticket. And it is important. It is important. I know we're not supposed to be, or the Tea Party is not supposed to be partisan, but I'm an invited guest. My liberties are an invited guest, and I'm going to say, fellow Republicans, vote straight ticket. Liberals is because the Democrats, by a ratio of 2 to 1, vote straight ticket. Twice as many Democrats vote straight ticket as Republicans. And we have not paid attention to the people all the way down the ticket. Wade made another statement, which I'm going to modify slightly. If you do not vote for a conservative you don't know, you will get a liberal you don't want. It is important. We don't have any more time. You look at the national debt, it's over $16 trillion. It was just a little over less than 4 years ago. Obama, in 3.5 years, have accumulated more debt than any other president in the history of the United States. And I'll tell you, we are fighting not just for ourselves, but for the future of our children and grandchildren that are saddled with a debt that they are not going to be able to repay unless we turn this country around. Do you realize that even if we cut $1 trillion a year, it will take us 16 years to undo the $16 trillion of debt that we have. We don't have any more time. If we do not take this country back in this election, there's a very strong possibility this country will be destroyed by Barack Obama in the next 4 years. We cannot afford to do that. I'm going to leave you with 2 verses of Scripture. First of all, in Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, people mourn. And there has been a lot of mourning in this country over the last 3.5 years. But I am very, very encouraged. I'll tell you one reason why I'm very encouraged. Many of you know I'm a preacher. The last 2 weeks, I have had 2 different churches call me and ask me to come to their church and preach about politics. Preach about the state. I'm doing that. I just did that in a church in Arlington a week ago. I'm doing that in McAllen. 3 services on the 30th of September. It's going to be on the radio over half of Texas. The next day I'm speaking to 400 pastors on the same subject. And I've spoken on a half a dozen churches on this same subject. And I'm trying to wake up pastors to stop hiding behind the pulpit, to stop hiding behind the 501c3 and take their responsibilities like a watchman on the wall and warn the people of what's coming. Yeah. And I'll tell you, do you realize that every one of the grievances in the Declaration of Independence were preached from the pulpits of America before they were penned in the Declaration? Do you realize that the first Bible printed in this country was printed by Congress? And it was the primary textbook in the schools? Do you realize that the first reading book in this country for kindergarten kids was called the New England Primer? The New England Primer, first page, had A, and then a verse of Scripture starting with A. B, and a verse of Scripture starting with B. Today, if a kid comes with a t-shirt that says Jesus, they send him home to change. Now he can come with a turban, nobody messes with him. It is not an attack against religion, it's an attack against Christianity out in the open. But I'll tell you, I'm encouraged because of another verse of Scripture. And that's Psalms 30 verse 5. And Psalms 30 verse 5 says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And I'll tell you, morning is coming. Morning is coming, and we're going to take this.